I'm sick and tired of late night pulling your phone out and scrolling for 10 minutes, and then that ends up turning into 45, meaning you go to bed later than you want to, you wake up tired, and the cycle just propagates and repeats over and over. Today is the start of what I'm going to be calling the Level Up series. I've made 3 distinct rules. The first one is no scrolling. I want to remove all scrolling from my life. It is only a net negative. The second point is I want to hit my peak physique. I want to use this challenge to help accentuate that physique transformation. The third point, focused work. Working on YouTube or working on something where I'm either learning or developing myself. And with that, let's get into it. So it's the end of my first week. It's been a fantastic experience so far. Keen to see what else I'm going to learn in the coming weeks. What has been a challenge so far is avoiding phone use right before bed. I've realized in starting this challenge just how deeply ingrained this bad habit is within me, and therefore the compulsion I feel to use my phone before bed. So the challenge of reading in the last 30 minutes and putting my phone away so far has been the biggest challenge. So it's the morning walk to my bus stop, and I'm gonna just say quickly, it's fully dialed into this challenge, hitting all my markers, getting all the videos, and I feel like I'm really starting to now notice a change in my habits, how I feel, and how smoothly my days are moving. Whilst doing my pool workout yesterday, I was gripping the rowing machine bars so hard that my callus literally ripped right off my hand, leaving like the exposed bloody skin underneath. So that's what I get for trying to be a bit of an idiot and trying to lift more weight than I should be.
Money,
Alright, so it's the end of another week. I've got one final week of this challenge to go for the first month. And I've been happy. I've done my absolute best to film every single thing every day. It has been a challenge, but I can proudly say I've basically kept to it every day of the last week. So I need to stay strong for the final week now. And the last component I need to really hone in on to complete this challenge well is just my sleep. Alright, so we're coming up to the final days of this challenge. Have I done it perfectly? No, but that was never the point of this challenge. The point of this challenge was to put better habits in place that I'm going to be able to solidify long term. The biggest things I struggled with was the consistency in the early days, and I think I've got better and better as the challenge has progressed. Alright, and just like that, first episode is done. Here's what I noticed. I put on some new muscle mass. Definitely. By being dialed in, I put on about almost 1 kilogram, and some of that was definitely new muscle. Also, I was able to get so much more done over this past month as a direct result of not scrolling on my phone. That meant that instead, I was using that time to edit YouTube, to listen to podcasts, and to read. So I was actually learning, and that has changed the way I've enjoyed my downtime. I had to build a really good routine in place to make sure I was getting all these goals done every day. I wanted to get gym done and an hour of YouTube editing done, on top of still having a busy life and working full time. And that allowed me to build my discipline to a level that it's never been before. And that has been a fantastic feeling.
And I wanted to leave some closing statements. And that's that when you create a good routine for your life, everything about your life gets better. The best parts about you are amplified, and you are able to push away the worst parts of yourself. So amplify your strengths, reduce your weaknesses. And I think if everyone could do that, we'd all be living a much better life in a much better world.